Hello everyone, welcome once again to part 2 of e-learning business analysis. In this part we are building instructors performance dashboard where we can see we have different categories in which we have our courses, then we have course names. These are different courses, like if you will select any one of them you will be able to find out instructor wise performance of that course, of that category, anything that you want to analyze here. Here our focus is average rating by instructor, feedback score by instructor, instructor wise total number of enrolled students and total revenue, students enrolled category wise ranking of these instructors performance, average of completion rate by instructor, and so on. This is part 2. In part 1 we did revenue analysis. Now in part 2 we are doing instructor wise performance. So let's get started with this tutorial. Hello everyone, welcome once again to part 2 of e-learning business intelligence dashboard. In part 1 we created the revenue analysis dashboard where you learned how to create a simple dashboard with these interactive features. Now in part 2 we are going to create instructors performance dashboard. So in this dashboard you will see, like, we have many instructors, and instructor wise what is overall performance we will be able to check that. So the KPIs that we have created so far is total revenue, students enrolled. So this was all discussed in part 1. So if you have not seen part 1, so you can go back and watch that. Or here is a simple e-learning business dashboard where you have course name, its ID, to which category this course belongs, name of the instructor, students enrolled, students completed. Like uh, if 166 enrolled have students have enrolled, then 153 have completed the course, revenue, and this is rating of instructors, and this is the feedback score. Then we have month and completion rate. So in the previous part we discussed about the revenue, like we explored the data for revenue analysis. In this part we will focus mainly on feedback score, completion rate. Now if you see the completion rate, this is a calculated column that is created with the help of student completed divided by total number of students enrolled, and we will be seeing instructor wise that performance. You can see average student or average rating of these courses or these instructors are 4.19. This is the completion percentage. So for completion percentage also we have selected average. This is a simple card visual. Then student who have completed are 28,000. So we are keeping the first row as same. Next we will create a simple dashboard here, or we will create a simple visual which will be stacked column chart, and with the help of this visual we will try to find out top rated instructors, like who are the top 5 instructors with highest rating. So for that we will add instructor on x-axis, the instructor name on x-axis, and on y-axis we will add their average rating, not sum of rating but average rating. And you can see their average rating is very close to each other, like 4.22, 4.23, and so on. And when we have to see top 5, top 6, we can go to filters, and here average of rating is given. Although we have only 7 instructors here, so we can keep all of them in that data. But if you have to actually find out top 5, So you will select that particular column where that name is, where that categorical data is, and then you will go to basic filtering and select top n. In here you will write top 5, and then you will add rating and select average rating and click apply filter. So this will give you name of top 5 instructors by average rating. Now you can click on this chart and you can go to data labels and enable that. Here you can see 4.2 is given because in the value that we are showing right now, it is aggregating. So you can see position auto. In value you will see display units is auto. So, and value decimal places, if we say we want to show two decimal places, then you will be able to see difference between them. So this is how you can calculate average of rating by instructor. Now what we can do, we can go to general tab and title and select something from the color palette for headings. Make it bold, align it to center. For these different visuals, we can go to general tab, effects, where we can enable shadow and give them a visual border. So this is average of rating by instructor. Next we can simply copy it. Next we will try to find out what is the average feedback score by instructor. Remember, here we added a filter. So when you will copy a visual, that filter will be copied. So now we can clear that filter, because for every instructor we want to find out their average feedback score. And so what we have to do is we'll keep it here, and actually the feedback score, because it's a number, so we will add it on x-axis. So sum of feedback score is based on every uh, student's feedback, and it seems like this particular instructor Emily Zhang has more students, so getting more feedback score. But here we want to select average, and average feedback score wise we can see for Muhammad Ali the average feedback score is higher. Then there is Jane Smith, and it is least for Emily Zhang. So here you can see average of rating by instructor, and this is average feedback score. So when we are selecting these different charts, or when we are creating these different charts, we can also rank them. So there is a funnel chart where you can actually rank them, and in funnel chart we can see the score also, like Muhammad Ali average of feedback score 81.88, and this is first score, that's why it's 100%. For Jane Smith it is 98.25 percentage of first, like 98.25 percentage of Muhammad Ali. So this way it is created. For example, this. So previous, in the previous row we have Alan Wu. So this score is 99.96 percentage of previous. So when we are ranking data like this, it will help us in analyzing how far or close are these points from its previous value or from its higher value. So this is average of feedback score by instructor. Here we can do one more thing, like we have colors. In colors we can go to FX. In FX we can go to gradient. So we want to say that if feedback score average is lowest value, display it with this color. If it is highest value, display it with this color, and you can choose it according to your theme. So that's why you will be able to see a gradient like this, because for Muhammad Ali it is highest, that's why it is darker in shade. So this is something that you can get from here. We can also select this shape which we used for filter, and we can give any different color to it. It's optional, but you can try that. Similarly here also, if we want, we can format painter and apply the same heading. So what I am going to do is I will just change title color, and then I will copy it for all the APIs that we have, so that for this report we have a different color, although it is not needed, but I'm just adding this for reference. Obviously we created revenue in the previous chart, but here we will try to find out revenue generated by instructors, and for that we can create a simple matrix chart. In this metric chart, or what we can do, we can copy the styling here, and then we can just replace it with a matrix chart. In matrix chart, in rows we will keep the instructor name, and if you want to add something in column, like category wise you want to describe them, or course name wise, that is something that you can put on column. But here we are just seeing the revenue. So this is sum of revenue, and we can rename for this visual as total revenue. Now this, we can go to format setting, where we get layout and style preset. So you can select something that is more suitable to your requirement. For example, bold header, right? This kind of chart can be created, and if you want, you can increase the font size or decrease the font size. From here you can increase or decrease the indentation. Also in your row headers, this is background color, you can choose something that is from your theme. So these type of things can be done. Additionally, if you want to show something, like for example we want to show total number of students enrolled, okay, so we can add that. So this is, and since the name is such big name of the label is very big, so we can reduce its size from here. So this is students completed, okay, and actually I want to add students registered or enrolled, so I will add that. So I will just write enrolled students, and this will give us instructor wise revenue and number of students who have enrolled in their courses. This is the total row. If you don't want this total row, you can again go to its setting, and row subtotal can be turned off, okay. This way you can do that. Now big question is, whatever we have done so far is without writing any tags, but what if I ask you to create something similar with tags? So for that we can create a table. So we will go to modeling tab, create a new table, and let's say instructor performance. So in this table, an instructor name is present in multiple rows, okay. So because its name is present in multiple rows, that's why when we are creating this, when we created this table, you are seeing sum, average, like we are doing these kind of aggregations. So if you have to see instructor wise performance, like instructor wise rating, instructor wise revenue, so you have to use a function called summarize. This summarize creates a summary grouped by the specific column. So we will select the table as course data. You can see this is the first argument. Then what is your group by column name? So because we are doing instructor performance, so instructor is that name. Now what are you going to name the column? So I am going to name the column as total revenue, because I want to teach you how to create this table manually, like how to create this table without, you know, without the help of this matrix visual. So you will write that I want to calculate total revenue, and now it will ask you what is the expression. So we know that expression for that will be sum of revenue. So it will find out instructor wise sum of revenue, instructor wise total revenue, and create a table for us. So now if you will go and see the table, so now you can see you are seeing instructor wise total revenue, which is the same table. And if you want this answer, so you can right click here, copy table, and paste it in your Excel file or somewhere else if you want to, print the data, or you can click here and export the data. So both ways are there, so you can try any one of them, and this is important. Now this is instructor wise total number of enrolled students, and since this table is there, so you can see enrolled students and total revenue both are pretty much correlational, because someone who has highest number of students seems to have the highest revenue as well. As I told you in beginning, completion rate, suppose 100 students enrolled and 30 of them completed the course, so completion rate will be 30%. So that's why we are using divide, and after using divide for this column, in column tool we decided that its format is percentage, like we made the format as percentage. So that's why you will see this completion rate. But if we want to see what is the average completion rate by instructor, for that we are going to create a donut chart, and in that donut chart, first of all I will simply copy the formatting here. So from here it will be better because it has title. When we are creating a donut chart in Legend, we put a category, and that category will be nothing but our instructor name, because this is the target field here. And what is the completion rate? In value I will select the average value. Okay, so in average value you will be able to see that again for Muhammad Ali the average of completion rate is 54.89. But why are we seeing uh, black here? Like, because we can clearly see that for Emily Zhang this is highest, and the reason is when we copied this visual, it also copied the gradient formatting, and that gradient formatting was on the basis of this particular section. Okay, so that's why it is showing us these colors. So if you want different colors, you can select from here, or what we can do is, like, I will get rid of this, I will add donut chart once again, and in that donut chart, now I am not copying styling, I will simply add the instructor name once again as Legend, average completion rate as my, value, and now you will see that we have different colors for it. And in your slices, if you want, you can select different colors for them. So this is average of completion rate by instructor, and that's why we can copy the styling, because this is plain. Here we do not have any gradient color here, so we can copy that. So this is average completion rate by instructor, and we can clearly see that courses that are taught by Emily Zhang, for those courses completion rate is highest, and courses that are taught by Alan Wu, for those courses completion rate is lower. This is something that you can get from here. Next is, if we select arts, so we can see we have these instructors for business also. So looks like these instructors provide courses of different type of categories. What we want to see is, we want to see category wise ranking of how many students have enrolled in their courses. So for that I am going to create a ribbon chart. I will apply the formatting here. In ribbon chart, in x-axis we will add instructor name. In y-axis we will put how many students have enrolled. So this is basically this same chart over here, like similar thing you can see, but in ribbon chart we have legend. So, and because we have so many different categories, so we can add that, and now you will be able to see a data like this. What is this data saying? Let's say for Jane Smith. So for Jane Smith, out of all the students who have enrolled, maximum number of students have enrolled for finance scheme, or not for finance, actually this color is technology, yeah. So this color is technology. So you can see, but for John Doe, all these names may be simulated names. So for John Doe, maximum number of students are in science stream or health stream, right? So you can see the category wise which instructor has highest ranking of which category. For example, for Alan Wu, most students are from business stream. Same for Susan Lee. So this is important thing here, and that's why having this ribbon chart is very important. So I will just rename for this visual as students enrolled by instructor and category. Okay, and this ribbon chart tells you the rank of each category. Next, course is also very important. So we will copy this and paste it here. Here we'll keep the instructor on rows, or what we can do is we can keep the course name on rows. So you will see course names here, and here you will see enrolled students and total revenue. We'll put total revenue here, and we can put instructor name over here. Okay, so this will create a matrix chart like this, where in this matrix chart you can see Alan Wu for nutrition and wellness courses. These courses are provided by Alan Wu, Carlos Diaz, Emily Zhang, John Doe, etc. So you can see what is the total value there. Like, so this will give you course name wise and instructor wise revenue. Okay, so this is important. You can also swap them, like you can keep the instructor name here, then you will be able to see performance like this. Okay, so however you want to display this, you can show it like that. Another important thing in these charts is that in these charts, if you will click here, in settings you will find cell elements where you can enable data bars. Okay, so now you can see enrolled students, it is being shown with data bars, and data bar color can be selected like this. If it is a positive bar, we will display it like that. So it is not only just showing us the numbers, but with the help of these data bars, it is also showing us a bar chart, like for Jane Smith, because number of students enrolled are more, so it is kind of a bar chart. You can also enable these icons. What these icons represent is, like if it is between 0 to 33% sum of student enrolled, so it will show this icon, and if it is more than 67%, then it will show this icon. So these things can be done here, and this will make your charts more meaningful. And you can, important thing is, you can also configure them. So we have discussed that in our previous chapters also. So this is a simple e-learning business instructors performance dashboard, and this is part 2. Please go through this video tutorial and try. If you have any questions, please let us know. We will be happy to help you. And if you have any suggestions, then also please let us know in the comment section. If you want any particular type of visualization, if you want anything from us, like which we should bring in our next chapter, please let us know about that as well. Thanks for watching this. Have a nice day.